I would like to introduce you to our presenter, Courtney Calvin. Courtney is a public health educator and tobacco-free living coordinator at the Cincinnati Health Department. She is dedicated to addressing tobacco-related health disparities and is currently providing vape education to students in the Cincinnati area. Courtney also works on a project called Intervention for Nicotine Dependence, Education Prevention, Tobacco and Health. It's also in-depth. Which is an alternative to suspension and teaches students about nicotine dependence while encouraging healthy alternatives. Courtney's a leader in her community and actively involved in the Tobacco Free Alliance, Parents Against Vaping E-Cigarettes, or PAVE, the African American Tobacco Control Leadership Council, Cincinnati Organized and Dedicated Employees, a local union. She serves as vice chair on the board of directors at her local community action agency and supports the Air We Share, which focuses on identifying and addressing tobacco-related health disparities in multi-housing units. Welcome, Courtney. We're so happy to have you here and excited to hear from you.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here. Good morning, everyone. You could be anywhere, but you are here, and for that, I am grateful. She just gave my whole bio, so we can pass on through that. In this session, the learning objectives, you're going to learn about a few facts about vaping. I know that last session, Ashley did an amazing job discussing that. Just going to touch on a few of those again. We're going to talk about reasons why teens vape very briefly. We're also going to explore the emergence of new vape products and their appeal to youth. We're also going to recognize the various methods that students, kids, young adults commonly conceal and hide their vape. So if you're an educator, you're a parent, this session definitely is for you. And then finally, we're going to have some resources which will be in the hub for later review. So first question I like to ask is, how many of you know someone who smokes or vapes? You can either give a thumbs up if you know somebody. But usually when this question is asked, it's because we usually know someone who smokes something. Believe it or not, each of us are affected in some way by tobacco use, either directly or indirectly. And I see Deb and Holly on the screen just raising their hands, so thank you for that. Next up, real quick, what is your favorite fruit? So if you have your keyboard, go ahead and put that favorite fruit in the chat because I like to see what everybody's favorite fruit is. Mine is strawberry. So let me check the chat here, see what people are putting in. Blueberries, mango, watermelon. Oh, you guys are fast with the fingers. I love it. Pineapple, apples, banana. Okay, perfect. So the reason why I asked this question is because, believe it or not, vape companies are super, super smart. There are over 7,000 vape juice flavors available on the market currently. So that is a lot of vape flavors. A lot of them are fruity. According to the National Academies of Science and Engineering Medicine, some of these are considered safe when used in food, but when they are inhaled in aerosol form, none of these are safe for our students, our young people. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to share that. So we're also going to look here on the next slide about how many cigarettes are located in a vape. So if you look here, there's 20 cigarettes in a pack on average. Puff Bar, which is a vape, has 2,000 puffs, 10 packs of cigarettes. Elf Bar, 5,000 puffs, 25 packs of cigarettes. Mr. Fogg, 15,000 puffs, 75 packs of cigarettes. And the newest one that I found was the Equator, 30,000 puffs, 150 packs of cigarettes. So these products are on the market and our young people have easy access to them. And quite a few of them are using these daily. And if they're sharing, which we don't want to encourage anyone to do, they're also being exposed to that as well. So as of January 2024, there are only 23 vapes total that have been approved by the Food and Drug Administration, and none of them are flavors. So all of those flavors that you named, those 7,000 flavors that are on the market, are not approved by the FDA. So a lot of people may or may not know that. Reasons that youth are vaping, it's marketing. So if you have a youth, it's not their fault. They're targeted every single day. Companies spend a lot of money, as you heard through Ashley's presentation, millions of dollars. It's affordable. You can get a vape as easy as $10, $8. And then those flavors, those are very so kids are really, really paused. Okay. And then 85% of high school users use a vape flavor. Social norms, heightened anxiety, stress, those are all things and reasons that kids quote us on the National Youth Tobacco Survey as to reasons why they are vaping. During COVID, we saw a real big spike in young people vaping. They have head rushes. It's perceived as a lower risk. So when it's marketed, it's also marketed, as you'll see on another slide, as safe, a better option. So those are reasons why kids are using these products here. On this slide here, you'll see where it says, we know the inside vibes have been quite a challenge. This was during COVID. Stay sane with Puff Bar, which is a brand of a vape, with this solo break. We know you'll love it. It's the perfect escape from Zoom calls, which I know we are all like over, parental text, and work from home stress. So this is an ad that is on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok that says, hey, if you want to make the escape, go ahead and take a puff of a vape. Here's another advertisements that are out here. Take back your freedom. Take it back. Everything changes eventually. This is the vape you've been waiting for. I blew, do you? And then my favorite, don't play with your lungs, try vaping. So these are advertisements that are really sad, that are really alarming to me as a mom, that this would be the tactic that these companies would use to lure our children into using these toxic products. Don't play with your lungs, try vaping. Retailers, I do a lot of work in schools across our city. The shop here that I'm pointing at, that's kind of what my vape shop, if you will, looks like when I was in high school. And then here on my right is the new vape shop. And look at their tagline, stop smoking, start vaping is what it says. So if you're a kid, you're easily enticed. You say, stop smoking, start vaping. Look at all these flavors, these colors. Here in the retail store, you would have to ask for an ID behind a counter. The vape shop, you can go in, you can touch, pick, whatever flavor you're craving at that time. Loyalty cards is another reason kids are enticed. Buy 5 vapes, get a vape free. And this was near our local college here in Cincinnati, and I was able to grab a card. Devices that teen uses, they use disposables. That is the #1 brand. Disposable is simply just easy puff. You can discard it at any point in time. Easy to hide, and they leave no evidence behind. Here are some refillables. A lot of students are using these. They can also be used with THC inside of them. So you refill the cartridge and you put it back into the vape. Here are some other nicotine products that you may not be aware of, but that are also out on the market. So they do have throat lozenges by Lucy Nicotine. They do have Lucy Gum, which are also nicotine. They also have Zen pouches. So this is becoming more urbanized in urban areas now. It's kind of like the new dip, the Zen pouches. They come in all types of menthol flavors. There's also a nicotine toothpick. So back in my day, people would walk around with a toothpick in their mouth like my grandparents, but now nicotine is being delivered through these toothpicks. So these are just a few of the products that are out here for you to just be aware of. You can kind of Google these as well. All right, so here you may have a young person, you may have a student, a young adult that you work with that may be concealing vapes, and this is the part that we're ready to get into. In this particular photo, there are 4 hidden vapes. Take a close look. I'll give you literally 30 seconds to take a look and see where you find a vape. It may surprise you, but it may not. So 30 seconds, just look closely at the photo, see where you find 4 hidden vapes. I see Nancy smiling. That means you must have found all the vapes. All right, everybody take a good look. Okay, let's see here on the next slide where those 4 vapes are. Did any of these surprise you? Probably. Most people, especially parents or teachers, are usually shocked that these 4 items where the yellow arrows are definitely vape pens. All right, so I had the privilege of attending a youth vaping conference, and at this conference, I was able to touch, look at, assess different type of vapes that our young people are concealing. And so when you look at these vapes here, all of these products on your screen are indeed vapes. So the Mario is a vape. The grape soda contains 7,000 puffs inside. And then here you have game controllers that look like what I used to play with, a Game Boy. But instead, they're puffing these, and these are indeed vapes. So I wanted you to be able to see what they look like. These tobacco companies are getting really, really, really creative. As you can see, they're really smart and they're going after our kids. Here you will see 2 more vapes. So this one here, the pen, it's an actual pen. It says it's rechargeable. It actually writes, so it's very discreet. It writes. On the packaging, it says super discreet. So kids like the feeling that they're being discreet. These tobacco companies know that, and hence they're coming up with these different types of products. And here you will see a highlighter that is an actual vape. So it actually highlights, and then you see here where you can charge it with a C USB charger. So a lot of our students are now into these type of products and using them daily at school. A lot of times teacher walks away, a student is vaping, put the cap back on as if nothing has happened. The new vapes are called Highlight. They are rechargeable. They come in 20 flavors and they deliver 4,000 puffs. And so here's what they look like. This website, I do have a link here, which we'll also put into the hub for you to view on your own. But this is really a challenge for our parents and our educators because they're really trying to keep up, but these tobacco companies are just super smart and they're always one step ahead. So this was very surprising when I first noticed this. Here's some more vapes that are tobacco related products that are hidden in plain sight. You see this one here says Nintendo Game Boy. It says it on there. However, that is a vape, and here is where you would puff the vape from. This one here, instead of gummy bears, they're called Nerdy Bears. They deliver 420 milligrams, and they are in a pouch. They are medicated, it says. And a lot of students nowadays are not only sharing vapes, but they're also sharing, marijuana laced products, laced gummies, Skittles that look like Skittles, but they're not. So as we move forward in educating, we try to dig deep and see what these products are, but there's so many out here. Vaping Donuts, that is a vape, 7,000 puffs. It's juicy fruit bubblegum flavor. And it's after the company Dunkin' Donuts, but it's vaping donuts. Next up, I was able to visit a vape shop near our local college campus. And on that campus, I'm inquisitive. I'm asking a young lady, like, how are people hiding their vapes? How are they? And she showed me all of these products here. So ways that students are concealing their products. If you look here, the Lucky Charms cereal tin, it actually has real cereal in the top of it. So you shake it, it appears that there is cereal. However, you can hide your vape inside here. Red Bull is not really Red Bull. You twist off the bottom and you can conceal your vape in there. The next one is kind of like an old-fashioned diner where they have the sugar that you would use. And so you twist the bottom cap off and you can conceal your vapes in there as well. Mentos has real gum on the top. So if you were caught with it, it shakes, it sounds just like gum, but kids are using this bottom piece to conceal their vapes in as well. Shaving cream, that was a new one that I learned about. We're hiding our vapes into shaving cream containers. And then last, I happen to be on Amazon, and these look like lipsticks, but they are vape products. Another way that youth are hiding vapes are in these 3 products, which currently are all 3 sold out. You cannot purchase these because other people have purchased them and they're all sold out on our local market. The first one is a watch. You take the face off and there is a way that you can puff your vape product there. There's also a vaping book bag. So it looks like a regular book bag, but there are strings you take off the side here, and you can use those to vape as well. And then finally, the vaping hoodie. So the strings that we would pull to tighten our hood with are now where you can actually take puffs of your hidden vape, if you will. So some of these are located in our classrooms. You will find them in school lockers. You could find these products in homes of youth as well. And just by looking at these, I am disheartened, and I hope you are too, that our young people have access to these products. And as we wrap this thing up here, vapes are trash. There's a national campaign about vapes being trash. They will be the new cigarette butt in the next couple of years. Everywhere you look, you find a cigarette butt. It's the #1 polluted item in the world, and pretty soon it will be vapes. And so we're really trying to work on ways where we can recycle them, discard them, as we are confiscating them from kids on a daily basis. So you can Google vapes are trash, and it's a national campaign. Cessation services, if you're in Ohio, there is a program called My Life, My Quit for ages 17 and under. It is free, it is confidential. They talk to children, and come up with a plan designed uniquely just for teens who are using these products. I know kids are getting younger and younger. The youngest I've confiscated a vape from was 3rd grade last year. So while we may think this isn't hitting our younger people, it really, really is hitting home. And this student particularly took a vape from his mom's purse. So kids are, they're in these homes where vapes are, and bringing them to school. If you are 18 and over, there is help. Free nicotine replacement products can be mailed to your home for 8 weeks free of charge, even if you have insurance, 100% free. Patch, gum, or throat lozenge, and counseling services as well. In Ohio, there's also a pregnant program. If you're 18 and up, you can join this program where you can earn up to $250 in CVS gift cards for whatever you want to use them on. As most of us know, CVS is a retailer that does not sell tobacco and vape products. And additional resources, here's just a few, but these will also be in the hub for you to be able to have access to. If you want to learn more about any of these products or any of these organizations who are working together to combat youth tobacco use. So there will be available as well. And finally, my contact information. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me, but we'll have questions after